I'm forever blowing bubbles, pretty bubbles in the air. They fly so high, nearly reach the sky. Then, like my dreams, they fade and die. Fortune always hiding. I've looked everywhere. I'm forever blowing bubbles, pretty bubbles in the air. United! United! United we are in our love that it is once again time for another episode of Vino Volley. I'm your over the hill host, Michael Wall, and along with me is my soon to be brother and depends, Ryan Rebecki. Ryan, the old sandbag and son of a bitch, how are you?
Well, based on my dietary habits the last couple of days, those depends might come a little bit quicker than expected. Mike, I am. Well, you know what? I am hydrated. I am full of cruciferous vegetables.
Cruciferous, yeah.
Vegetables, moisturized, and
What's moisturized? As you were talking about your bowel movement, I'm a little concerned.
you should be. No, it's good. It's good. Everything is good. Back at school. February vacation is over. Hit the ground running. I'll tell you. To be honest with you, and I thought about this today, I had an epiphany as I was driving home today with a smile on my face that I taught the balls out of this day today.
Did you know?
Oh, it was, all the bits were hitting the right notes. I had kids laughing. They were focused. They were eating out of the palm of my hand at sometimes. And the ones who didn't laugh, they,
Say, maybe it's not for them.
maybe my humor is lost in them. They don't know, just like
You don't know what you have until it's gone.
I was just going to say the 1980s power ballad. Yes.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry.
And every rose does indeed have a thorn.
Sure does.
So yeah, I'm good. I'm excited. I'm ready to friggin' rip, tear, rock and roll, and just absolutely just penetrate the ear holes of our listeners. Mike, how are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm on the mend, thankfully.
Yes.
Couple of sessions of PT.
Oh yeah.
Really, really working. What I have found though is, again, it has been confirmed genetically. Fran's fault. Literally, he's having me do all these different exercises and stretches to really loosen up the back. And he's like, okay, you should be feeling this in like your hamstrings or your glutes. And I was like, I'm feeling my calf muscles. And he's like, really? He's like, well, you really must have tight calf muscles. And he's like, all right, let's try this. So there was one. He's literally having me lay on my back, and you have to have your heels and your knees together, and you're supposed to turn.
Yeah.
But your core is supposed to stay straight.
Correct.
Can't
do it.
I don't get from, if we're looking at a clock,
12.
I don't get from 12 to 1 before my side is up off the ground. Like, I literally just can't do it.
And you're just rolling over.
So we found the pitfalls. We've hit a good stride in stretches that can work on the problem areas. Feeling good about going forward into the next decade.
Okay.
And we're T minus 1 month out for your birthday as well, right?
Yeah. No, it's
Yay!
It's a tough grapple with me. It's not.
Oh,
it's the idea of turning 40 and aging has never been.
Oh,
great in my books.
You look great.
Thanks.
Anyway, so we're both great. One's 40.
You look great as well. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I didn't mean not to return the comment. I was thinking of my own.
I appreciate it.
Mortality and.
Well, there's a lot to chew on before we get into the topic. Now, obviously, my opening is an ode to West Ham United, because let me tell you, last Saturday, they did us the biggest solid I could have ever expected. Now, Pat and I were chatting prior to the game, and I was just like, hey, I would love for a draw. Like, going to Arsenal and taking a point would have been nothing short of miraculous. But to go to their house and eke out a 1-0 win was unbelievable and absolutely defining in the Premier League battle, as brings me to our next very delightful point. We are 13 points clear
13
at the top of the league. Now, as the perpetual pessimist, I still, like, every game gives me angst. don't want to give them
No, there's still too much time.
there's too much time. You never know what can happen.
Never know.
But we're in a better spot than after I would have said that tough stretch of Aston Villa, City, Newcastle.
Mhm.
Again, some fortune, Holland being out, Isak being out. You can't make that stuff up. But hey, we'll take the good when it comes to us. So very, very excited to be where we are and to look forward to the latter half of the season.
11 games remaining. 7 at home. 10 games remaining.
10.
7 at home.
That is correct.
Yes.
And then official news. The number one defender of Darwin Nunez, being myself,
Yes.
finally turned a corner. And as much as it pains me, I can no longer defend him. It all came to a head. The Aston Villa game, it was a tough game. But when the opportunities are there, you got to take them. And it was as good a chance as any. And yes, you're going to miss some. But I feel like we've always talked about those moments that he's missed. And
Have we? I can't remember.
Yeah, you might have brought up one or two.
Okay.
Anyway,
My memory is fading.
I've always commended him for what he's done to kind of not overcome, but basically the other things he does on the pitch that allow me to be a little bit more lenient on not the goal scoring. But the chaos ball thing, I think, is run its course. We need a number 9 that's going to put the ball in the back of the net. And granted, at that point, that 3 points could have been pivotal.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's a little bit more trivial as where we are at this point in time, but that's it. And I think it's already pretty much set in stone that he is bound for Saudi or somewhere. He's going to be sold along with Jota, actually. Which is, I mean...
It does sadden me, but you know what? Like, he's had a good run.
He's had a great run, but he's inconsistent. The reason he didn't come in for the Man City game is he told Slot that he just wasn't 100% yet. So again, it's just you need somebody you can rely on.
Yep.
Cody Gakpo seems to be that guy. Luis Diaz was a man on fire against Newcastle.
Yep.
So those ones are ones to probably stick around. And then former Manchester United coach Erik ten Hag came out and said that, and I 1,000% agree with him.
Mm-hmm.
This generation of professional footballers find criticism offensive and demotivating in direct contrast to players of his era, which is like...
Yeah, that makes total sense.
And I mean, we see it not obviously on the professional stage, but just like there's a generation that...
My professional stage.
Correct.
Yeah.
There's a generation that believes everything is somebody else's fault.
Correct.
And if I talk loud enough and yell loud enough, that I'm right and they're eventually going to be reprimanded for it. And I think that Ten Hag hit the nail on the head. Now, again, I don't think that would have been the difference maker in him being successful at Man United. I think there were a lot more problems there. But I agree that there's too much power in the hand of that player. And you're right.
Sancho in the buffet line, am I right?
Yeah, I mean, he's taken it on the chin in social media now after, came out and talked shit. And I mean, he doesn't even start for Chelsea. So it's like, keep burning bridges, buddy. You'll be demoted to League 2 in no time. So it's just talent isn't enough. And I think we talked about this very early on in the podcast, the difference of a coach and the importance of respecting a coach and implementing their play style is more important than the individual, that superstar. And yeah, so kudos to Erik ten Hag to say what I think needed to be said. But yeah, again, there's a lot been going, a lot to chew on.
Yes,
I tried to hit
unpack
the major points. So yeah, as always, want to make note of our social media outlets. VinoVolley85 is the Instagram account. VinoVolley85@gmail.com is our email address. And last but not least, VinoVolley85.wixsite.com/VinoVolley is the website, which we do recommend you go to from time to time as we provide synopsises. multiple synopsis?
We provide synopsis. I think it's a deer situation.
Oh, well, there you go. So where we provide our synopsis of the wines
just synopsis.
I can't after each episode. So, yeah, if you're interested, take a look. Yeah, right. Do you have anything? Bang the gavel, court come to order. Do you have any matters of business
Concerning soccer, no.
concerning life? Also, no.
It's not dark when I drive to work anymore.
That's nice.
So that is nice.
It is nice.
Birds were chirping the other day. It was
Yeah.
very enlightening. I was like, you know what?
If you look up, it's nice. If you look down, it's like my yard looks like just a big pile of diarrhea.
No, it's mud season.
Yeah,
we now have a fourth season called mud. It's like Dookie mud season.
Yeah, it's just dog shit, melted snow. But yeah, looking up, birds are chirping. It's nice. It is nice. I think we had Sunday. It was almost hit 50.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh man, could go golfing.
Yeah, started the Rebecca Family Garden at home. Tomorrow, big planting day at school.
How's the garlic doing?
You
won't know because that's outside.
Correct. That's 8 to 9 month gestation, just like a Berber.
Okay.
It's my garlic Berber.
Well, in that, to all our vino volleyers out there, I think it's about time we pop those corks, indulge in a healthy pour, and dive stud showing into today's episode. So, Ryan, why don't you tell our lovely listeners about the wine we will be drinking today?
So this one came synopsis as a surprise to both of us, as we are consuming a Malbec. Now, you and I are familiar with South American Malbecs.
Correct.
This is from the Puro Selections, Vinotas Selections. It is 100% Malbec, product of France, where apparently the Malbec grape originated from. So there you go. This is a
also surprised that you said
it's an origin story.
France.
Oh, believe me, I get plenty.
Okay,
I get plenty in the chamber.
Okay, all right.
So the tasting notes, I'm just going to go back from the bottle, supplement from the website. This wine comes to you from the ancestral home of Malbec in the southwest corner of France. Grown on sun-splashed stony hillside and hilltop plots in a domain with an E, founded in 1733, this 100% young vine, unoaked, interesting, Malbec, was made from Fabrice de Roro, an esteemed local winemaker. Relatively light-bodied, darkly fruity, interesting, with bright acidity. It is a vindication of the Malbec grape and shows how lovely it can be in the right hands. Hopefully it doesn't fall into the wrong hands. This is wonderful to drink slightly chilled, which it is, at any time of the year with a variety of dark and light meats or on its own. And then to supplement from the website, if you were wondering where the vineyard was, it was around Cahors, known as Côte de l'Eau. Soft packed with black fruits and layers of spicy acidity with just a tannic touch. So
I'm not going to lie, the unoaked, I'm not.
Yeah.
All right, well.
But hey, we got to give it a rip. We got to do what we got to do.
Yeah, so obviously in 2025, we made the note that it was too difficult for every episode to try and find a topic that tied to the wine.
We can't fly too close to the sun.
I don't know if that's really the same that matches. It was more the fact that we didn't want that small, inconsequential portion of the podcast to take away from good topics. But
we can't let it hold us back.
There you go. That's better.
Yep.
But in this instance, we actually, with the Malbec being a screw top, we decided that we could tie it. And in this instance, this episode, we're going to be talking about times in soccer where players, teams got absolutely screwed. You know? So, shall we taste the wine?
Yeah, let's fuck this pig.
So aggressive.
Oh, it's very dark.
Oh, yeah. I don't think you need to hold it that close.
I'm going to.
Okay. Actually, that sucked.
Yeah, right?
That's a good one.
Much better.
Fucking Ryan is right up against the sconce.
Right, the sconce.
I mean,
It's the darkest red.
it's got really interesting legs.
Hold on.
Is yours doing the same thing mine is?
Okay, this is gonna be a weird question. Do you have lotion on your hands by any chance?
Maybe.
Okay. Either that or this wine smells like fucking Vaseline.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. This fucking episode is just going to be us huffing this glass.
It smells like arts and crafts.
Well, so here's what I'll say is I've had wine that's been, again, it said unoaked. I don't know if that means that it was a steel tank, maybe clay.
I just had it. It was in cement and stainless. All right, let's see what this tastes like. Smells like fucking Play-Doh.
I don't like it.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine.
So this was
Mike, it's actually not good at all.
Yeah. So this was, I remember, not to like throw anyone under the bus, but I remember this specific bottle was one where it was described to us as like an old school Malbec. And I got to tell you, if this is what an old school Malbec is, it's probably not for me. Now, again, I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to give it time to open up, but it's
why is it foamy?
See, that's what I'm saying. Like the legs are weird. Like at first I thought it was sediment because it's all these like little bubbles on the glass.
And it doesn't have a carbonated taste to it.
No. Maybe
the glass is just riddled with
open
soap.
up, I mean, who hand wash these?
I don't know.
I mean, it's got okay. Here's what I'll say. It's got good mouthfeel. I think it's a little bit more of a heavier mouthfeel, even though it says it's light on the palate.
It's 12.5%.
It's got a dry finish. I'm not really discerning I'm not really picking up any specific flavors that I say this is the mainstay. Like this, it's just kind of dry, little fruity. I mean, I guess you could say red fruit. So, yeah. Yeah.
It's upsetting.
Yeah, it is.
We can't let it hold us back, though. Again.
I mean, it could be tied in that not only are we talking about times in soccer where people got screwed, we could be talking about times in Vino Volley where we got screwed with a bottle of wine.
Yeah.
I don't remember how much we paid for it, but it's
It was on the cheap side.
Okay, it's gonna need to take a hard right turn to show me something by the end of this episode.
We paid less than $14 for it.
Okay, that sounds about right. So, yeah, all right. We gotta get back in the good headspace.
All right, let's get back on the horse. Let's talk about referees, which immediately lights a fucking fire under my ass.
Dude, so I went to the interwebs and yes. I just was like, English Premier League referees. Now, obviously, some of the examples I have span outside of just the English Premier League, but I just wanted to see like who are the current referees for the Premier League.
Okay.
And I looked through all the faces.
Yeah.
And I fucking hate every like I could picture in my head a moment with every single one of them where I was like, this fucking guy, this piece of shit. And I'm sure it's every team. Like every team has that moment. I picked some of our greatest rivals of moments where they got fucking screwed.
Yeah.
People I despise, but they're just, yeah. So there's some egregious ones out there.
Yes.
Would you like to start?
I would. Before I get into my examples, though.
Sure.
You've got on the field 4 referees. You have a backup one that's in the middle that holds up the that's like in between the benches.
Yes.
Like an auxiliary.
And is the proud recipient of taking a fucking earful from the
God.
coaches.
I love it. And then you got like the VAR setup, which I still don't know if I like it or not, because it's like, again, like it's like circumcising the mosquito. It's just how specific are we going to get and have it still not be clear? Like, I would almost rather have the human error been like, well, like it looked offside, so let's go with it.
Here's what I'll say real quick, because I don't want to. Is I think VAR is important for the scenarios where you can be 100% sure that it is or it isn't. So offsides,
Yeah.
They should update it to the goal line technology on the watch. Whether it's the tip of your dick, I don't fucking care. If you're offside, you're offside. It's fair. That is with 100% certainty. Other than that, where it's subjective, whether it's should it be upgraded from a yellow to a red, that's like can change the course of a game. I don't agree with it. I think it slows down the game. But when you can say with 100% certainty it is or it isn't, that's where VAR should be.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Okay. My first example.
Yes.
I have 4.
Your first example, you have 4. Your first example, but you have 4 in total.
Might have 5 because I can't count.
Yeah, you do suck.
This is the 1982 World Cup semifinal.
Wow. Okay.
Patrice Battiston of France.
Oh, I had this one.
Yeah. Was clean through, beat the defender on goal. The West German goalkeeper, Harald Schumacher, came towards him, trying to make a play. Battiston kicked the ball, right? Almost scored on the empty net. He tried to like chip it around the goalie. And Schumacher, the goalie, jumps in the air and like flying knee/elbow cleans out this little Frenchman. And he is laying motionless on the ground. Like, I watched the video several times.
It's hard to watch.
It's jarring. It's almost, I get the same feeling of like discomfort watching like a UFC knockout, like a really bad one where you're like, oh God, and the guy just goes limp. So this little Frenchie is laying on the ground, apparently, like clearly knocked out, had damage to his vertebral column, lost 3 teeth, and then later in the hospital slipped into a coma. Now you might be asking yourself, how could something so egregious? What was the penalty which was met? And I'm going to tell you, literally nothing. Referee Charles Corver did not send the goalie off, did not book him. No foul was given after they lifted little Frenchie off the turf, right, picking up pieces of his body. Just a goal kick, because unfortunately Battiston did miss the net, which, I mean, not for nothing. Crunch time, like, you got to pressure.
Yeah, you got.
But like,
yeah,
that would improve. I mean, I don't know if it's better or worse that he didn't hit the net, but alas, little Patrice Battiston, he's okay now. Besides being royally fucked over by referee Charles Corver.
Can't smell right.
1982.
I had that one. That was wild.
Yeah.
No, like
nothing.
And it's just like
so bad. Like and this guy, I think his name was actually Patrick. I'm just gonna go with Patrice. Not again, little guy.
Yeah.
Against big German goalie.
Yeah. And
made no attempt to play the ball. And just jumped and cleaned this guy out from the friggin' tits up.
Yeah.
And it was just like, well, I guess it's a goal kick now.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. Meanwhile, he's defecated himself all over the field because he's freaking clinging to life. He not only evacuated the dance floor, but almost evacuated his bowels. Mike, what was your first example?
My first example was a game. It was Leeds versus West Brom. This was way back, and Leeds United were competing for the title when basically this inexplicable decision by referee Ray Tinkler cost them the game and ultimately the title. So basically what happens is I watched the video. Is there's a ball is played and the linesman signals West Brom player Colin Suggett offside. And basically, so linesman calls offside and Leeds defense stops dead. And you also see the West Brom team kind of hesitate.
Okay.
All of a sudden, though, Tinkler allows play to continue.
Okay.
And after that, so basically West Brom get the ball, are in on goal. They score.
Yeah.
The goal stands. They lose the match. And as a result, Leeds lost the title to Arsenal, basically leaving everybody devastated.
Yeah.
So in the video, linesman flag up.
Yeah.
Everybody stops. And then you just see so basically the ball's just like in an open area.
Yeah.
And the ref just fucking puts his arms out like play on. So they go. Leeds is just chasing, being like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And they lose the game
Oh
and
my
end
God.
up lose. Like, can you imagine?
That's what like gets a referee killed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did not die though. I don't think.
Because of that.
Correct.
He could be more favorite.
So again, these, I mean, if you're a listener, I dare you to, or I suggest you go and watch these videos to really put into perspective what these situations were like, because it
egregious.
was, oh my God, wild.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
My next one, the 2010 World Cup, with England and the Germans. A Russian lineman was called into question after Frank Lampard hit a piss missile. It clearly bounces 3 to 4 feet in the net, and then bounces out, almost bouncing back into the net. And it was so clear that it was in, but it didn't really matter because the English got their absolute dicks kicked in, losing 4-1. I should also mention that my sources were BleacherReport.com and 442.com.
I will not be. That's what. So I will not be putting in any sources. It's only interwebs. It's free game. Not true, but anyway. That was my one thing, is I tried to see, like, did it really impact the overall outcome? Like you said, they got their dicks kicked in. So I had that one, but I didn't. So another one I had, which was very recent, was last season's Tottenham versus Liverpool. And down to 10 men, Liverpool score through Luis Diaz, who's called offsides. Okay? VAR reviews, which clearly shows him onside. VAR, though, thought that the on-field call was onside, so they confirmed the on-field call. Now, there's like you can see it in the game, in the video. There's a moment of hesitation where the referee knows that a mistake has been made.
Yeah.
But because he like follows the letter of the law, doesn't have the wherewithal to blow the whistle and be like, hey, there's been a mistake. The goal is allowed.
Yeah.
They chalk it up as no goal. Obviously, Liverpool went down to 9 men, I think, at that point. And then after that point, and ended up losing in like the 96th minute.
Yeah.
Now, again, we had a little bit of a collapse, but at that point in time, that was a pivotal game in the season. And
that was like a massive fuck up.
Oh my God. Like, yes.
And there's no other way to put it. Like,
no, that was the technology. The technology was there, and you still fucked it up.
Yeah.
So,
my next one is actually a throwback. We've mentioned it thus early on in the Vino Volley archives. This is a German referee, Wolf-Dieter Ahlenfelder.
Did you just pick this one just so you could say his name in a German accent?
Yeah. 3 games into his career in the Bundesliga, he pretty much called it quits at 32 minutes into the game. Didn't even make it to 45-minute halftime. Lineman comes out and is like, no, Wolf, like, we're not done yet. And he's like, fine. Makes it to 43 minutes and 30 seconds, and then just walks off the field into the.
Why do I not remember this? Okay.
Later, he was asked, what happened? Why did you walk off before the half was ended? And he goes, Well, we are men. We don't drink Fanta because he was hammered drunk
Okay.
on beer and schnapps before the game.
Now I
And if you
remember.
look at a picture of Wolf-Dieter Ahlenfelder, he's a bit of a rotund man who probably looks like he knows his way around a Stein and a Schnitzel.
Oh. Okay.
Like,
now I
just
remember.
imagine that comedy of errors being like, where's he going? And he's just like, just like breathing heavy, just
I mean,
clinging to life.
Obviously, I'm pretty sure they probably just were actually speaking German, not like an Americanized movie of what Germans sound like. But it's no, I get
Do
it.
you want me to count in German?
Nope, I don't.
Okay.
Alright.
I know some German
Yeah.
phrases.
Would you like to hit the Vino Volliers with your most famous?
No, I'm going to save that for later.
Okay. All right. Let's see. What next up? It's actually funny. So, 2024 Champions League semifinal, Real versus Bayern. I remember watching this game. Bayern were up 1-0, and Thomas Tuchel, to his, I don't know what he was thinking, but decided that at that point, later stages of the game, take off his attacking players, try and defend against Real Madrid in their fucking tournament, in their fucking house.
Yeah.
Real Madrid go up 2-1 in quick succession.
Okay.
Okay, so in the closing seconds of the game, a ball comes in, and Bayern score to level the game 2-2 to presumably send it to extra time. Okay?
Okay.
The linesmen, who have been told, and do it time and time again, have been told to keep the flag down when things are close for an offside.
Okay.
Immediately raises his flag for offside. So that's one mistake.
Yes.
The second and much more egregious mistake is the ref immediately blows the whistle on the offside.
Okay.
In which case, what happens is once the ref blows the whistle, there's no chance for it to go to VAR review. Now, upon review in the booth,
Yes.
it shows that the player who received the ball
Yes.
was onside,
Okay.
and the goal should have stood. The game should have been 2-2.
Yeah.
Bayern should have been able to go to extra time, but instead, because of this guy's sheer idiocy, all he had to do is not blow his whistle.
Yeah.
He has control. Leave it to VAR. You have the technology.
Yeah.
Doesn't blow his whistle.
You have a built-in failsafe.
Yeah. So Thomas Mueller is absolutely irate, going bananas in this guy's face, rightfully so. So again, huge blunder, and again, on one of the biggest stages in Europe at the second leg of the semifinal. The winner goes on to play in the final. Yeah. Wild.
Jesus. I did have 4. My spacing on my Google Doc was kind of fucked up. My apologies.
It's okay. Is this your third or fourth?
This is my last. This is number 4. In Brazil, you have Santa Cruzense snatching. A 1-1 draw against Atletico Sorocaba. In a last-minute equalizer, you know who scored the goal? The ball boy.
Oh, yeah. I think I read this one.
So, pretty much, shot goes wide. Almost 10 seconds later, this ball boy comes out and, taps the ball into the net. And then the referee's like, goal. And, everyone's like, what the fuck just happened? And, there is very clear footage of the kid, grabbing the ball and being like, boop, lo siento. And just, putting it in over the line. And the goal stood, and the referee, suspended by authorities, he might have been killed. That last part I added, but I know Brazil's very passionate.
Yes.
Yep. Very passion.
Yep.
Those are my 4 examples. That's what I mustered up from
I'll hit my 4th, and then I might have 1 or 2 on them. I had 12. We're obviously not.
You did great work, as always.
So this one I thought might be a great way to end it, but in one of the strangest red card decisions you will ever see, Ashley Vickers was a player manager for non-league side Dorchester Town, who rugby tackled a streaker to the ground.
Hell yeah.
Okay. He was then
fully nude?
Fully nude.
Dude or girl? Okay.
Dude tackles him to the ground because he got past the stewards on the pitch.
Okay.
Okay. With no hesitation, the referee issues him a red card and sends him off.
What?
Yep.
Why?
This was following the 2011 Blue Square Bet South game. in Waterlooville. So Vickers told the Daily Mail, "I'm dumbfounded and speechless. A guy ran onto the pitch without any of the stewards getting near him, and I thought I was doing them a favor. My only thought was to get hold of him so we could get on with the game. I managed to grab him and bring him to the ground, and the funny thing was the stewards actually thanked me for it. But the ref decided to send me off, and I was in disbelief.
Yeah.
The players told the ref not to send me off, and their chairman even offered to take a player off to even things up. No one in the ground, players and supporters alike, will have ever seen anything like that before, and no one will ever see it again."
That's crazy. Like, under what grounds do you send that guy off?
I don't know.
What if he had a fucking shank in his prison
I
wallet
mean-
and was trying to kill the referee?
I mean, he was naked.
Prison wallet.
Oh, yeah, the butt cheeks. Yeah. You can hear you rummaging around back there. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, again, there's
That's fucking crazy.
The easiest answer is sometimes refs are on one. So, I mean,
Yeah.
one I thought was an honorable mention. You talk about a ref who's on one. There's a video. It's a game in France where the break is on. A player is running. The ref gets in his way,
Yeah.
and he trips over the ref. The ref then proceeds to kick out at the player
Whoa.
and then gives him a red card. He was then suspended because
Yeah.
but yeah, so again, sometimes you're just on one, but that is just like
Holy
you know,
shit.
true definition of no good deed goes unpunished,
Jesus. That's crazy.
isn't it?
Like right now, my blood is boiling just
Yeah,
thinking of
just
like
imagine
interactions with referees.
Imagine that. So I did have a few others, but I think that one was a good one. Again, no good deed goes unpunished, and like no good deed goes unpunished, here we are trying to do a good deed and try different wines for other people, and we're being punished. So why don't we circle back and see if it's changed? I haven't taken a single sip, so I'm gonna try it again and see where we're at.
This is upset. I'm upset. I just wanted more. Like, I guess there's a place for it, and maybe someone who is far better versed in Franche Malbecs would be like, "Oh, this nails it on the head," but it's just like not doing it.
Yeah, we don't need to spend any extra time on that. I mean,
Like, it just leaves me wanting.
I think again, there's something to be said for something aging in an oak barrel. Even I would
Dead
say, even glass and using oak staves, like something about a steel. Like I went to a winery, and at first I thought it was just me. I was like, I don't want to be like a snob.
Yeah.
But so I was talking with the guy about how they make their wine, and I'd asked the question about the oak barrel, and they were like, "Oh, we don't oak age, we just steel tank," and it tasted sulfite-y to me.
Yeah.
And I'm not truly getting sulfite, but I'm just like, I don't know, I'm getting like a tinge.
They mention on the website that they add like sulfite is added to.
Well, sure.
it.
I mean, you're
Which
gonna
like yeah, like we know that, but like
it's
I don't
just
think I've ever seen a
some-
wine label or something where it's like, oh, and
Yeah.
this as a
But it's just, I
preservative.
mean, it's got a dry finish, but it also has just like this tinge to it. It's
I don't know. I'm not getting the dry finish. That fucking wine I picked up the other night.
yeah.
Oh,
It's on the tip of my tongue. I can taste
Oh.
it. But yeah, all right. No sense.
we'll give a review later.
Wasting more time. It is time for una cara que necesita un puñetazo.
See.
And up this time is Espanol. So, do you have one?
I have numerous things I want to address, but I do have one major thing. Can I lead off the top real quick?
Sure.
The fucking goalie uniforms are like they look like little sailor boys.
Damn it! Stop talking!
I've never seen our.
Hold on. I'm
Okay.
gonna stop you
Okay.
because my pick is Angel Fortuno.
Anel Fortuno.
Because-
Fortunio.
Because again, specifically the sailor outfit, I said he looks like a young sailor on shore leave, just looking to get the clap.
Yeah.
You know, like
Oh, yeah.
just going port to port, being like,
Yeah. Port to port's
Yeah.
all right. Yeah.
So
The front port, the back
he
port.
just yeah. So
He's
I think-
docking everywhere.
yeah, just like he little green behind the ears, as they say,
Yeah,
and
be green below the belt too, with all those
yeah,
friggin' shore hags.
yeah. So, for obviously not being a sailor and for not being promiscuous, I wanted to punch him in the face. So sorry, you really
I'm
you,
sorry.
you took everything. So continue though with all your thoughts. I didn't want to derail you.
Now, I've never seen RCD Español de Barcelona
Mm.
play ever.
Yep.
Probably before today, I didn't realize they were even a team. Please tell me, not you, rhetorical. They don't actually wear those jerseys as their goalie jerseys. Those are fucking
They're
ridiculous.
so bad. They're so bad.
Like, give them a fucking lollipop too, like one of those big swirly lollipops. They look like little.
They need the hat. They need the
Yeah.
hat too. Oh my god, the
Little
lollipop.
sailor boys.
Oh,
like
God.
it's bad.
It's
That's
so bad.
atrocious.
So bad.
And the one guy on the top, is his green and everyone else's is black. Is that right?
No, there's
No, I just can't see color. It's okay. You can tell
yeah,
me.
that's your color blindness.
Not to mention, okay, not to dwell on these uniforms, they've got like a gray or green collar,
yes,
and then the white V, and then the fucking Dani logo in the middle, which is stupid. And then the two lines, that might be one of the worst jerseys I've ever seen in my entire life.
That's actually brings me to a good point, as we'll probably do in a future episode, maybe the next one, as the make or break of a shirt sponsor.
Hell yeah.
Because like, yeah, Danny, that's bad. Like, so I think might maybe look into picking some of the best and worst shirt sponsors, how they can make or break a jersey.
Yes.
But anyway, so are you ready to lay some knowledge on the Vina Volleys out there with your pick?
There's a lot to unpack here.
Yeah.
With a lot of the players. My heart of hearts pick is going to have to be the Czech player of Alex Kral.
Yeah.
We did someone similar to him with the hair and the weird, like, unkempt curls, with the dumb face. Who was it? It wasn't that long ago either.
It was probably the Leicester defender.
Yes.
Faust.
Faust.
Also, like, the person he's matched up against, like next to in his team photo, he looks fucking 7 feet tall.
Oh yeah, like they had to zoom back because he's.
Is he really that big?
No, I think it's just like bad photography.
Yeah,
but no, he. This you got to do something with that hair. It's just not flattering at all.
No, and as someone who doesn't have hair, I take offense to that, because you have something that I don't. You have an obligation to be better.
Are you looking at me? Are you talking?
No,
oh, okay.
No, you. Come on, you do well with your hair.
Thank you.
Okay, you earn it. This guy is taking it for granted. You know what? I'm switching my pick. Fuck Cruel. What is it? Crawl. Fucking Crumb from Conan the Barbarian.
Now my backup pick is striker Alejo Veliz. He is Argentinian and looks like just a fucking man-child, like 12-year-old. Like he's like a baby Huey.
Oh no, I see it.
Like he was born in 2003, making him 21, 22. But if I looked this up and it said he was 16, I'd be like, yeah, okay, cool, good for him playing at a high level.
He looks like he also just like screams the shirt sponsor when he plays.
Danny! Every time he shows up to his locker, he just has to yell it.
He opens it, sees Danny.
I also appreciate on their website they have all the coaches too.
Yeah.
There's
a lot.
Listen.
That was a cast of characters.
And if I was to pick a Spanish team's head coach, I would want Manolo Gonzalez, because that dude knows his football.
At first, I looked at Cesar del Pozo, and I was like, dude, this guy looks like the most unathletic person. Like, what the fuck is? And I was like, he's an analyst.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, okay. I was like,
Big numbers guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Crunch
He's
of
the guy.
numbers.
He's the guy in the chair upstairs.
Yeah, I was like, this guy looks like he's never seen the outside before.
Yeah, and then you have the coaching staff, the Doctor Narciso Amigo, who's just like, see, drop your drawers. Time to cough.
I feel like we're gonna have to add some of the coaching staff here.
These are really good.
these
I
are
actually
good.
really appreciate that they have.
That's the first one where I think I've really seen because usually it's just like the players are on their own. Maybe it was pay by the page, but yeah,
They got a lot of Busquets on the team too. They have a singular Busquets and then a. I assume it's Charles without the H and not Carles. Busquets.
could be. You never know.
Also, is that? Can we confirm that is indeed? Is that Cesar Romero? Oh, that's Carlos Romero Serrano. He
Yeah.
looked familiar. It's not. So there you go. Cast of characters. Those fucking goalie jerseys are stupid.
They're so bad. They're so bad.
Yeah, I'm actually angry about them. God, I would kick my own ass if I had to wear that. Anyway, so that is RCD Español with a Y.
Yep, that was a solid one. Okay. Well, that brings us to the end of Una cara que necesita un puñetazo.
Sí.
So why don't we, while we're in that vein, decide on the team we're going to choose for next episode?
Yes.
And I think we're just going to pick the team in last place. It used to be Valencia, but it is now Valladolid. I'm gonna.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, which looks like Valladolid.
Valladolid, yeah.
So
yeah, it's a cholesterol medication.
Yeah, they've lost their last 5 in a row. They've got 15 points.
Ugh.
So we want to get to them before the end of the season.
What a fucking slide.
Yeah, so that's going to be the...
Can we do Las Palmas next after them?
Sure.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right, so, Ryan, why don't you tell the folks the wine we're going to be drinking next episode, and I will reveal the topic, which... Big market tease.
Big market tease. We're going to be drinking the Vigne Guadagno. It is an Aglianico. Now, for those of you who don't know, this is one of the lesser known grape varietals, but it is only found in the Campania region of Italy, so the area around Naples. And it is one of my sneaky favorite wine varietals.
Isn't there also, did I make it up that that's also where your family heritage is from, that area?
No. So my family is further north by Turin.
Okay.
Between like Milan and Turin is where my family's from.
Gotcha.
This is Naples, Amalfi, and then
that was right. Because when you went to Amalfi, that's right.
Yep.
Got it.
And you can't find Aglianico wines anywhere. So every time I see one, I buy it.
Lovely.
Yep.
All right, and no surprise, as we had brought it up, Espanyol really did it for us, and because their shirt sponsor is so bad, we are going to go through, and it's really the make and break of a shirt sponsor, how it can really provide something extra to a jersey or ruin it. So we're gonna do 3 and 3 honorable mentions of best shirt sponsors and worst shirt sponsors.
100%.
All right, cool. All right, so Rye, let's now that we've kind of got that out of the way, let's give our final thoughts on this wine and a score.
I almost want to go not applicable.
You have to give it a number. Now, hold on. Okay, so we've done. Remember, we did the we did one that you gave it like a 0.7.
Yeah, that was one I think was a bad bottle.
I don't know about that. Listen, it is still
it's wine.
It's wine.
It just smells it smells and tastes watered down.
I feel like it's getting worse as I drink it. All right. It's
I almost want a cocktail. But this isn't
Listen, what do you
Cocktail
say?
and balls. Balls and cocktails.
As you said, there's an ass for every face, so this just ain't my ass.
No, it's not your face.
Or my face. 2.3, and I think that's being generous.
Yeah, I'll go like.
I gave it a 2.3 because it's not like I can still swallow. Like I could finish this and be fine. Like it's not like I'm gonna be like sick, but it's just not enjoyable. So like maybe it's for somebody. It just ain't for the Vino Volleyers out there, or for us.
Yeah, no. Larry Bird 3.3.
All right.
Because at that point it doesn't matter.
In the books, and there's really nothing more to say about that.
That's a bummer because you and I both like Malbec.
Love Malbec. Yeah, it was a big surprise.
Upsetting.
Um,
I blame the twist cap.
We got screwed.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. All right, bring it home. So, listen, hey, as always, we love doing this. We would love to keep going, but after VAR review, this wine is shit.
Yeah.
So we're gonna put the cork in it. No, we're not, because it doesn't have a cork. So we're gonna screw the cap back on and throw it
in the woods.
Fucking trash. No, we're not gonna litter. I'm gonna recycle it.
That's right.
But don't let this dissuade you from future episodes. So we say, listen to us next time, and hopefully we'll have a better wine for another exciting episode of Vino Volley. Ryan, please take us home.
As always, folks, remember to sip and soccer responsibly. We bid you, and this bottle of shit wine, a Freddy adieu.